charges for allegedly shooting at policemen when they came to take away her daughter. The Department of Human Services had issued an order because she took her daughter off an antipsychotic medication. Godbaldo denied ever firing a weapon. A judge dismissed the criminal charge yesterday, saying there was no evidence to support them and agreeing with Godbaldo's lawyers that Child Services order was invalid. Here to discuss this case is president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, Jacob Hornberger. Jacob, I almost don't know where to begin with this. First and foremost, the kid is on this antipsychotic medication. The mother obviously doesn't want that to happen. Secondly, the police come and try to forcibly take away the child. Help us understand this case.
Yeah, it's a remarkable model of how a parent will react when the state is trying to do something that the parent thinks is harmful to the children. This woman refused to defer to authority. It's something that a lot of parents would never think about doing. The cops show up. They've got a court order commanding the woman to relinquish her 13-year-old little girl for the purpose of injecting mind-altering drugs into this child. The mother says, no, I'm taking her off this junk. She's not going to go on it, and you're not going to take her away. And she barricades herself in her house, and she says the cops aren't going to do this. Well, the cops ultimately charge this woman with resisting arrest, firing a weapon at them, barricading in her house, and refusing to obey this court order. The thing goes to court, and it turns out the cops are there with an invalid court order. They didn't even have the judge's signature on the court order. They'd gotten the clerk to just stamp the judge's signature on it. The judge throws the charges out. He dismisses the gun charges, says she never fired a weapon at the police. But really, it's a model of how parents should not to defer to authority under any circumstances, but especially when your child's welfare is at stake.
Jacob, it could also be a model for just how arrogant government at all levels has become. And in many cases, the police are just following a lockstep with this, just thinking, hey, I can get someone to stamp this. This woman probably doesn't know her rights. She'll probably hand over the kid, and we'll just have, it'll be all in a day's work.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what goes on in totalitarian countries. This is what went on in the former Soviet Union. This is what went on in fascist Italy. This is what goes on in Burma. The police operate effectively as thugs, and they're in there saying, we don't need to follow the law. We don't need to follow the procedures that are established by the law. We're going to just come over here and seize this child because we've got the guns. And this mother said, oh, no, you're not going to do that. And the other thing, notice, Charles, that, the government's been waging this 30-year-old failed war on drugs, and they won't let it go. And yet here they are, the purveyors of drugs. They're trying to inject these mind-altering substances into this little girl, just like they do in many of the public schools. Where a kid resists authority,
right.
He's bored with public schools, they put him on Adderall, Ritalin, they screw up his life for the rest of his life because he did not defer to their authority in these government schools.
Jacob, I say amen to that. We have over-medicated our kids and taken away all kinds of parental responsibilities. We've got a couple of seconds left. Is the ultimate message here for parents watching this show: to stand your ground, defend yourself, even when it's against a big government that looks like you can't beat. The old saying, you can't beat City Hall.
Absolutely, and especially when the welfare of your children are concerned. That's of foremost importance, not deferring to what you think the state knows about what's best for your child or your family.
Jacob, thanks very much. We appreciate it. That's a message we needed to hear tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.